Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we've returned to visit this figure, and got my reasons. I posed him out with the Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, and I think that was it. Yeah, Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. Yeah, and I really liked it, the way it came across, but I'm going to concentrate a little bit just on Silver Surfer in this case because it's to do with how I've posed him, uh, with energy effects and all of that stuff. And part of it is to do with the fact that a friend of mine, well, he's not a friend, he's a good mate, check out Ray Ray's collection. Well, he says to me there's Hot Toys that they've released of the Silver Surfer. Because I was in my local toy outlet and I saw another one like this, Hasbro Marvel Legends, and it was a darker silver, almost like a grey, as though it was in shadow. So I just thought maybe fans will like that look, but this is my look, Silver Surfer. So anyway, when I went on the YouTube, he's this design, the colour's the same, everything. And there's energy effects that I used on my Silver Surfer. He's got a version of them, which are purple, and he has Thor's hammer and a number of hand gestures. So I've got a figure that was, I think it was a bit less than half price, or maybe around that when I bought it last year around Christmas. So I'm going to demonstrate just a little bit of what you might see with a Hot Toy with my figure. So there he is with his flight hands on, that's what I call them. Let's get a close up on those flight hands. And I'm going to change out one of those hands and create the first pose. So here's the first one then. So I had my Silver Surfer with both energy effects on, but he's just got the one. And this is a dynamic I'm creating. And I had some other energy effects on him before, but I don't know, this has grown on me. They're off my Green Lantern figures, the constructs of power energy, but you can get purple ones to these, but I don't know what figure that comes off. So yeah, there he is with a replacement of his hand is the fist, because it fits just snugly into the porthole with that energy effect. So I'm going to change him around in another direction. I won't change out the pose, I'm just going to see what it looks like. Yeah, from that angle, doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, it looks better in a way. Yeah. So yeah, the Hot Toys looks great. I mean, I really like it, and I'm glad it kind of looks like this. Mine's a lot cheaper, of course, this figure. But if I had the big enough spaces or a house, I would certainly be collecting things like that Hot Toys Silver Surfer. So we're going to change out the flight hand and put in the other energy effect. So both energy effects are on, which is how I've had him posed in my display, and I like that. I do like the contrast of the green and the silver, but I'm trying to imagine the purple one I saw with the figure. So that's not bad. I'm going to turn him around the other way, see what that looks like. So that's the direction I've turned him in. Okay. So we've got a bit of a surprise coming up now, because the reason I've come back to this figure is because there was a dynamic on that review footage of the Hot Toy that I thought I haven't put that on camera with this figure. So I'm going to put it on camera, and hopefully you'll like it. And so will my mate, because he mentioned it to me when he said it was on YouTube. And so hopefully he'll watch this and he'll see it. So here we go. Sorry, excuse me, sorry, I was just going to see one more pose. was in my head, so I had to get it out. Okay, so let's bring on the next one, and it's one I saw on YouTube when they reviewed the Hot Toys figure, and let's hope it comes across well. So here it is, Silver Surfer with Thor's hammer, and it's even got the writing, which is kind of the oath of the person that wields that hammer, and I quite like the way he looks with it. It's off my comic book Thor. You would have seen him in the Avengers review, and I've currently got my Thor with the spinning effects hammer, so he doesn't really need to hold this, but Silver Surfer certainly can. Let's see it from another angle. I like this one. Looks good. I like that. Nice one. First time I'm doing this stuff with a hammer, and knowing me, I'm going to finish filming and carry on posing him with the hammer. But I'm going to add something to that dynamic, so just hold on for me. Oh yeah, I like that pose. I do, I really do. He could be going back in the display with the hammer, because I was going to return him to the display with the 2 energy effects, but that looks nice. I'm going to change the angle and see what that looks like. Not a bad one. But the quality of the energy level and the hammer actually help to lift the dynamics of the pose, which is very basic in itself. Let's try gesture hand where the energy effects are. So that's not a bad one either. He's not posed so low on the board. He's actually straightened out a bit. And I like that. Yeah, from that side it looks good. And that's the gesture hand, or the flight hands I call them. Had them in some good poses when I put those flight hands on, but they're not on camera. Nearly at the end, there's another surprise to come, so just bear with me. So, there's your surprise. Not the energy effect, I've just put that back on to go with that dynamic, which, would you believe it, is Thor's hammer. And I will show you that Thor before we carry on any further. So there is that Thor. I've even got him in the pose of how he was holding that hammer. I haven't changed the pose, I just took the hammer away from him. And he came with some fighting fists and a couple of black scarecrows, which is what the Norse gods are associated with. And it's a pretty good figure, especially when I got it for a £5. My mate who runs the Bilko Museum was selling these figures off cheap, and I got quite a few of them for a £5. Now it says when I read the backstory that Thor was offered a deal he could not refuse from Galactus, so he agreed to serve him as his herald, like Silver Surfer, and as a result of that he was given additional powers. And I'm not sure if the hammer was blue in the comic or the animation series, because I've never seen it, but that's the hammer that came with the figure, and that's the hammer that is posed out with Silver Surfer. So we're going to change him around and see what that looks like. So that's the other direction now. You can see that hammer a lot better. And that's the detail. And that's the pose. I'm glad I didn't do it on a flight stand though, because yeah, you can get the poses on the platform easily enough, but then to fiddle about getting them onto the flight stand, I'll probably run out of intermission time on the camera and it will cut off, so it's quicker just to concentrate on the figure rather than the overall effect of him flying through the air. But I can imagine him on a flight stand like this and it would be really good. So I think I'm going to try one more. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I'll give it a go. So for me, this is the best one for me. Can you imagine it? He gets hold of two hammers from two different Thors from different multiverses, and he comes back into the Avengers world, the X-Men world, and he's out to challenge them all, and I like that. That's just my imagination, but it would be good to see a Silver Surfer with two hammers. I'm going to change the pose a little bit because I'm enjoying this, and it is the last one. Yeah, kind of liking this one too. I've got him in some good poses on the board when he's on one knee, but I tend to have him sort of standing on the board when I pose him. But I do like this one. And let me turn it sideways on. Yeah, that looks good. I could happily pose him like this in my display. Sideways on, you get a profile of the hammers, the definition on the figure, you get everything. Let's come around to the side, into the front. Yeah, it works. Right, I'm going to do one more with this and then I'm going to leave it there. But I could go on all night. So let's get that last one in. So this is my last one, and call it the poster pose. If you saw a poster outside your cinema featuring this dude looking like this, you might be inclined to go in and find out what it's all about. But yeah, I quite like the two hammered look, and I like that intensity. I've tilted his head slightly down so I can create that, but it works. That looks good. So yeah, that hot toy is the businessman because he looks very much like this figure, and you can pose him out a lot, but when I saw that hammer and my mate told me about that, I do remember vaguely that was in the comics. I don't remember the story exactly, but I thought I'd take a twist on the story where he has two hammers, and that's one powerful individual, a man with his Galactus powers along with the two powers of Thor. So that is it, guys. Came back to show you the energy effects and also the hammers. And I thank my mate for tipping me off about that hot toy. Otherwise I wouldn't be making this today. So I say thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.